Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's Tournament Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. This is turn 64. Let's fucking do this. Okay. So, got a couple things to go through before we get to the battles, but we do got a fair number of battles, so try to boosto our way through this. Alright, we've got Evocation 6 completed. Nice. This is good. This does allow us to do things like Mind Hunt. I believe that's Evocation 6. It does a couple of other things, though, but that's the big one. And we're on our way up to Evocation 7. Should be. Arcane Probing, nothing. Did some Corpse Command Construction. Dark Knowledge, nothing. More Corpse Command Construction. More Arcane Probing, nothing. More Dark Knowledge. More Dark Knowledge. More Augury. I swear, fire sites do not exist in the lands of Helheim. So, Power Specs, nothing. Arcane Probing, nothing. We Cloud Trapezed Jarl 39. Oh, we'll see the results of that shortly. We did an Arcane Probing and found a Mirror Palace. Mirror Palace is actually really cool. It's over here in the Forest of Long Nights. It is a +1 Air Gem, +1 Astral Pearl, provides an additional 25 supply points, and brings in 25 gold per turn. Nice little magic site. Very, very happy to get that one. Gnome Lore got nothing. Horror Specs got a Grove of Evergreens, which is just a +1 nature site. Cool. Corpse Man Construction got, or we did Corpse Man Construction. Dark Knowledge got nothing. Wisvapsu got nothing. Auspex got nothing. Okay. And here is the result of our Cloud Trapeze into Lithia, and this was kind of anticipated. The only thing that's here is this undead army up against something like a Van Jarl with Mist Form. There's very little chance that they are going to be able to hit him or harm him, especially when he's got 25 shock resistance. So he flies, and unfortunately he does not land on the Mound King. So he lands in and amidst the undead and has to fight them all. But still, very capable of doing that. He does get his glamour popped, but the misform holds, so he's still only taking 1 damage per turn. And then the Mound King comes in and gets popped. It is possible that had the Mound King not come in and gotten popped, that Jarl 39 would have died, because he might have gotten chipped down. It's unlikely that he would have died, but he might have routed, right? Because 1 damage just continuously ticking on him could have sent him into an HP route. So it's very fortunate that the Mound King did close the gap and got killed. But either way, worked out. We had a pretty decent turn of blood hunting. Pretty nice. About 100 or so blood sacrifices gathered. And then we have a battle in Eknafale. So Eknafale is way over here. This is another Jarl attack against just some PD. Mistform, Blessing, Flight, attack. Pulsa. Boom! He's dead. Cool. Fantastic. We have taken control of the Sinks. Met no resistance. We've taken control of Eric's. Met no resistance. We are attacked in Griffin Rock. And this is by the Undead Horde. And very wisely, this was just an attempt for him to try to save something. So very wisely, he actually attacks here and then immediately retreats with the stuff that he considers valuable. And the hope here is to get these units to retreat into the forest. But not the forest, the fortress. There. But as soon as they are gone, the undead has no leadership and they are slain. Easy peasy. Griffin Rock, they lose 16 corpse constructs, 11 long deads, but they are able to probably keep the rest of their stuff. Very, very cool. Good tactic. Nicely done. We can see Femoria attacks in Saren Forest. Okay, and this is a decently sized little contingent of Numidian warriors, some Fomorian kings, some Fomorian druids, a prophet. Ooh, a Numidian sorceress as a prophet. Up against just a bunch of PD, it looks like. Well, and some she warriors. So maybe, and there's a she champion here. Maybe a little bit of extra. So Storm goes up. Cast by one of the Fomorian kings. The Numidian warriors head out, and the Thunder Strikes begin. Gonna get some javelin tosses. Easy peasy. Or Thunder Strikes. Yeah. There's not really, even without the Thunder Strikes, right? This amount of Numidian warriors up against just Furbolgs is gonna win. And this battle just turns into a slaughter. Because there's nothing that this amount of PD. So lost 2 Numidian warriors. And yeah, this was actually all province defense. Interesting. So that's kind of cool that once you go beyond 20, you get a she champion, and you get she warriors. She? Ban? She? I don't know. Whatever. That's cool though. We get a battle in Durshid where we attack with Igarak, I believe. Yeah, Igarak. Cast Phoenix Pyre. Cast Fire Shield. And he's not going to have any issue. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then we get attacked in Yellow Caves by Calum. And I think this was just a misclick. Because this is just a scout. So, this happens, right? Happens to me on occasion. Sometimes you're just moving shit around and you accidentally click a scout into a location unstealthy, and you're like, oh fuck. That was not a declaration of war. I apologize. Like Femoria actually did that to me very early on in this game. So it happens sometimes, no worries. And then we attack in Devil's Pond. When I saw it first though, I was like, oh shit, Calum's making his move. So we are attacking underwater with Gop versus just a very minor amount of Tritons. Liquid Body, Quicken Self. Now, don't think... Yeah, he's got an underwater penalty because he's not amphibious or anything like that. He does have a ring of water breathing, but that doesn't just make him better underwater. Lets him be underwater. So he's not in the greatest situation, but he's got very high protection and liquid body, so he should do just fine. Yeah. He's okay. Alright. Devil's Pond taken. Then we attack in Glimmering Fields. And this is just a bunch of undead. Ooh, did you see that? Oh, that almost could have been really bad. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't him. Sorry, I saw this, like, this 13 hit, but apparently it was not the Mound King. It was someone next to the Mound King. So this is actually kind of like a scary thing about utilizing Mound Kings, is they do not have very much HP. So cheap, though. So cheap. And fortunately, even if we were to lose the Mound King in this particular situation, this is another reason why I paired up the Vanjarl. Because this guy has undead leadership. It's very, very low. But as long as you have undead leadership on the battlefield, your undead will not crumble. So we don't need a strong undead commander. We just need an undead commander. So. The undead are going in. There's nothing here. If there was anything, he's snuck it out previously. Gonna fly up. But the problem is it's fighting on the walls, and fighting on the walls always is just super crap. Because look, like, all of these guys are going up here. Could have spread. Could have flown onto the walls to attack the southern portion. Didn't. No. It's dumb. The attacking walls in this game is very, very meh. We lost 3 corpse constructs and 8 long deads inconsequential. Okay, so we took Glimmering Fields, and we have a bunch of events. There is a Dominion of Growth and Fertility in Amiradon. So we gain population and we gain 1 province income. Very cool. That's the Rebirth mod in effect. Brigands have taken the opportunity to claim the poorly defended province of Durshid. Fucking look there, buddies. In Srimclever, we had a Prospector Genius find a small gold deposit, 680 gold. Awesome. Our luck scales clocking in for us again. And then speaking of luck, in Forest of Long Nights, we have some bad omens, so we get Misfortune 3. Oof. Alright, and then there's a battle in Durshid. And this is just a handful of brigands against Igorok. This is not going to be a thing. Igorok Phoenix Pyres, Fire Shields, comes in and just... Gosh. Just destroys. Very nice. Cool. Durshid is unharmed. We need more men to breach it. Griffin Rock is severely damaged. Tirnanog is unharmed. And Yellow Caves is now moderately damaged. Okay, cool. Alright, what are we doing this turn? The war with Tirnanog rages on. It goes well for us, obviously. That's really good. Fomoria has been able to tie down a number of Tirnanog forces and deal good blows to them. Right? That's awesome for us. There are still, plenty of mages, I'm assuming, that Tirnanog has in his forts. So we're gonna have to deal with those, right? Ultimately. But for now, the plan is to just keep up the pressure and slowly but surely try to take specific locations. First, Griffin Rock and Yellow Caves is the focus, and then potentially Tirnanog's capital. I care significantly less about Durshid, right? So let's talk about some of the movements that we are making this turn. Specifically, I want to start with movements from Burial and movements from Igorok. So, you can see these two are flying. I think it's fucking crazy. Like, Igorok is moving halfway across the world. Over to Laria. And then Burial is moving from Eric's over towards Osens. We are moving to these locations preemptively. Again, right? Trying to maintain... We've got a lot of our power in the Tirnanog territories. But we're trying to maintain strength near our heartland as well, because I still anticipate Calum attacking us. Moving into, and again, this is a secondary scenario. If I felt like I had to have every single ounce of power in a single location immediately right at that point, then I wouldn't be spreading out like this. But we're doing okay against Tirnanog. We've got the stranglehold on him. We just need to keep the pressure up and slowly but surely chip away at him. But we want to make sure that we are keeping an open mind to the other threats in our territories. If Calum were to attack us next turn, right? If he were to march on us from Pustinia, he has to go through Laria, right? Sending someone like Igorok into Laria is honestly unlikely to have a huge effect, because he will probably just kick Igorok's ass. But much like what happened with Tirnanog, you have the right demon at the right place at the right time. It can actually screw over a very large army, and that can really do it for you. So we're moving Igarak into Laria, and we're moving Eric's into Osens in case we get attacked from the Silent Wetlands. How that goes. Other news: we are moving several. We're moving Jarl 39 and we're moving Jarl 28 to Zox. Oh, that's not true. We're moving 28 to Zox because 28 can't make it to Robberhome, and then we're moving 39 to Robberhome. Why are we doing this? Because we want to keep the Jarls, whenever they're not actively attacking a location, we want to keep the Jarls near laboratories so that we can use them as cloud trapezer. Okay? Very, very useful effect. Like we just saw, right? Tir Nanog had an army of the undead that he was potentially going to try to relieve Yellow Caves with. We were able to cloud trapeze onto that army and utterly destroy it. We absolutely want to do that type of stuff if he makes any moves. So, we are also moving Gop out of Devil's Pond. We're moving him to Zox so that he can be still near the action. We could move all the way to Robberhome, but that means we have to move further into things like Tir Nanog's territory if we need to later on. We're just moving him to a location to where he can re-equip. He actually can... I think if we... Anyways, we got to get this water breathing. I think can I take this off of him? Will he just die if I just take this? I think he just dies if I take it off of him. I'm not going to do that. I have no idea how that works. I honestly have no idea how that works. So I'm not even gonna test it. We're just going to go to Zox with him next turn and do it that way. King 4 is moving on to Griffin Rock along with the sieging force that is already there in order to hopefully pop Griffin Rock next turn. That would be pretty awesome. We have Com 3 moving on to Yellow Caves. Again, hopefully we can pop Yellow Caves next turn. That would be awesome. Podosian's actually summoning allies because his siege strength is not that big of a deal in order to add to things. And I think, it's cool to potentially summon another Ill Earth. And is that what they're called? Ill Earth Elementals, I think. Summon an Ill Earth. An Earth Elemental that has been corrupted by blood. It's an Ill Earth Elemental. So we're doing that. Sending Bune and Nikafor on to Tir Nanog. This is in the attempt of trying to lock down Tir Nanog. This is dangerous. He could come at us with a number of different things. He could come at us with assassins. He could come at us with an actual army, etc., etc. But hopefully, whatever he throws at us, that's why I'm kind of piling decent thugs onto Tir Nanog, is I want to cap him. I do not want him coming out. I want to take Yellow Caves and Griffin Rock next turn, hopefully. And then if I can do that the turn after, I would like to send to Tir Nanog, because I do not want Tir Nanog to recover from this. I do not want Tir Nanog to start to struggle out of his confines and give us issue. Okay? I'm almost willing to, because of that, just sit on Dershid. And I almost sent Jarl 28 there as well. But I think Dershid it's so far out of the sphere of influence that I'm not super worried about it. I probably should be, though. We'll see. Alright, I think that's all that's happening in the actual, battle territory with Tir Nanog, which is cool. And other news, we have taken Glimmering Fields now. Glimmering Fields is a nice little location. We're building a temple there, and we are moving King 13 down to Saramatia. This is a problem. Our Dominion is getting crushed. Calum is absolutely destroying our Dominion. That's really bad. So I'm actually going to have to take some time to set up some temples and probably to set up some... Did I do it? Yeah, I've got a preacher here. I'm considering starting to preach in... Right? That won't do anything. What? Yeah, we can't preach in Brightgate. That's not going to do anything. I might have to, like, actually send people to some of these locations to actually preach out his Dominion. Normally, I'm not a big fan of getting into preaching battles. But in this particular case, he's actually, like, pushing my Dominion really hard. I guess, actually, that's not a bad thing for me, though. He's got a better Dominion, so maybe I just don't worry about it. Yeah. Yes, but trying to be manipulative and trying to just be like, I'm just gonna use his Dominion, yay, right? Because it's better than mine. Issue with that is if he starts casting globals that benefit him Dominion-wise, right? If he puts up things like Gift of Health or what's the air one? The fucking Dark Skies. Well, Dark Skies is... Yeah, Dark Skies is one. But that's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of... Oop, not Perpetual Storm. What am I thinking of? Maybe I was thinking about Perpetual Storm. Anyways, there are a bunch of different things that are useful globals that work off of your Dominion. And we don't want him... we don't want him to just suddenly turn that on and destroy us. So... we're going to try to... I'm not going to try to push crazy hard, but I am going to put up a temple in Glimmering Fields. I'm going to put a temple probably next turn. That's why I'm moving Jarl 50 over to Zimria, probably to put a temple there next turn. And then I might actually have a couple of individuals preach in and around Saramatia in the next few turns. We'll probably end up, when we get them, we'll probably end up putting temples in Griffin Rock or Yellow Caves or places like that if we can. Okay, so what else are we doing movement-wise? We are continuing to move to reinforce Yellow Caves. We're moving King 14 with an army that direction as well. And then this turn, because of the conquests that we have in Tirnanog, we actually have a fucking big-ass income right now. Even without the... So we got an extra 680 gold this turn. Even without that, we still have a lot of income. Which is nice. That's really good. So we are recruiting in a lot of different places. We're not recruiting up in Robberhome or in Glimmering Fields, but we're recruiting almost everywhere else. We're recruiting in Saramatia with Vanyarls and a bunch of Heerdmen, Vanyarls and a bunch of Heerdmen in Brightgate, continuing to recruit Enchanters and Heerdmen in Zimria. We're recruiting more Jade Sorceresses and Jade Maidens. We're not recruiting in Devaros. We are recruiting Van Heers and Heerdmen in Koenberg, Vanyarls and Heerdmen in Osens, and of course in our capital, we're continuing to recruit Hangagrots and Elherites. So let's talk about. Do I need to send Gerskogel over to Griffin Rock? Do you think? These gargoyles are not storm immune. So if we send them, that means we don't have flyers, and that's okay. Like I'm not fucked up about having flyers. We do know he was trying to do some mass flight stuff, so sending Gerskogel over might actually be an interesting idea. Maybe we send Gerskogel over. Search-wise, trying to make sure I don't screw over my plan. terribly much. If he starts to assassinate, that could end up being a problem. Starts to assassinate, that could end up being a problem anyways. So, no. This scout's dying. I should totally put him on Griffin Rock. That way, if he gets assassinated, it'll be a thing. Can't get assassinated if you're stealthy. There. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move these two Hengas onto Griffin Rock, just to help support, along with Gerskogel. That is gonna make Ethenim not be able to fly. I feel like maybe that's a bad idea. If I just hold with Gerskogel, but I still send the two Hengas, but instead of storm power, we do Horde of Skeleton spam. Let's do that. I just think I need a little extra oomph, just in case he sends something at me over there. Okay, sorry, that was a little tangent. In Sarmatia, we are continuing to forge Stars of Thraldom along with Storm Spools. These are useful weapons, and Ring of the Warriors. These are useful weapons. We are almost completely kitted up with our Blood Hunters, which is important. We do want to protect our blood economy from raiders or things like that. Stars of Thraldom and Ring of the Warriors allow us to have very high attacks that do decent damage and have a chance of basically stunning. False Fetters means you can't move or act, so until you resist the effect. So a concept of basically stunning, you have 4 or 5 of these hitting a target, a thug, at any given time. It can do a whole bunch. So this is hopefully going to be useful. We'll see. So we're continuing to do that. We are actually super duper low on air gems, so this might be the last turn that we actually spend a lot of our air gems. But, I mean, we kind of need to put a reserve up. We're continuing to do blood sacrifices in Sarmatia, continuing to preach in Sarmatia, continuing to do corpse constructions. Yeah, bit there. In Brightgate, we continue to harvest. We are sneaking Jarl 50 over to Zimria in order to build a temple next turn, hopefully. We're continuing to arcane probing the shit out of everything. Our astral pearl income is up to 9, which is not great, but it's okay, I guess. We'll see. In Defile's not really doing anything. In Dead Forest, Bind Shield, Harvest Specs, Augury. We're doing a Lightless Lantern because we have a little bit more fire this turn. Fuck me, the no fire income is really, 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 really crappy right now. We should be up to like 10 or 15 fire, and well, 15's probably a bit much. But like, well, think about it. We have 18 air income. We have 18 water income. We have 19 earth income. We have 9 astral income. We have 21 death income, and we have 13 because we have of Mother Oak, but 13 nature income. We have 4 fire, and we've site searched a lot of territory, and that's just really unfortunate. That's really, really, really unfortunate. So hopefully that rectifies itself soon. We are forging more Thistle Maces because we need the boosters for things like mass protection. More Blacksteel helmets, Voice of Apsu, Ring of Regeneration, Frostbrand, Boots of the Messenger, Water Bracelet. This is mostly, again, setting up to have a couple of sets of gear in order to throw on, cobble pieces together for Banyarls, or throw onto new thugs that we summon, new devils, etc., etc. And the water bracelets are just in an effort to... I think water bracelets are incredibly useful boosters, they absolutely are worth their power, especially at a price of 3 gems instead of 5 gems. Boosting from water 1 to water 3 or 2 can be extremely powerful. Boosting from water 2 to water 3 can be super powerful. So it's just very nice. I think it's a super worthwhile addition. And right now, we're not summoning a bunch of Kokithiids because I don't feel like I just need a super amount of additional power at the moment. So I'm actually trying to save up, I'll be honest, I'm trying to save up my water gems for, fucking Wolven Winter or whatever. I mean, like, just honestly. Is it Wolven Winter? No, it's Murdering Winter. That's what it is. So yeah, I'm kind of just saving up my my water gems for Murdering Winter. But water bracelets, you know, we'll need water bracelets and robes of the sea to throw on to our ice devils in order to do things like Murdering Winter, or just like a water bracelet on our god. We'll be able to do Murdering Winter. Pretty effectively, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, anyways, moving on. So that's a bunch of stuff going on in Dead Forest, over in Kohnberg, Owlquill, and then we're actually making a Shadowbrand this turn. So Shadowbrands can only be made with Death Earth, and this is not the most common cross path, but this is a cross path that Helheim has very easy access through via their Svartalfs. Shadowbrands are pretty cool because they have decent armor-piercing damage with a good bonus to attack. And like most of the other brands, they have an AoE damaging effect. This AoE damaging effect happens to be an armor negating effect that causes weakness, which is pretty good. So, anyways, moving along. It's not like super crazy or anything like that. It's just I wanted to make some other weapon. And then in Helheim, we are making another Bloodthorn. We're reviving another Mound King, more Gnome Lore, more Corpseman construction, more Armor of the Knights, more Arcane Probing, more Dark Knowledge. Still nothing that I really specifically wanted to do with my god this turn. I entertained the idea of starting to get into like some Brood of Garb summoning or I think it was Demon Knights to just like start summoning Demon Knights, but I don't think we need to do that. I think we're in a little bit of a lull with our gods' necessary uses. We're just kind of holding to see what Calum does, truth be told. So adding his 56 research to the pile is worthwhile enough. We are not going to complete Evocation 7 this turn. So we did 6 this turn. 6 gets us a couple of different things. It gets us, the most important being Mind Hunt, okay? So with Mind Hunt, we can soul slay, we can try to remote assassination, soul slay things with Magoth, with our god, and with Bifrons, right? So we need 2 boosters for Bifrons. We need a Starshine Skullcap and a Crystal Coin. And then we need no boosters for our god, but we need 1 booster for Magoth. So next turn, we need to make another Starshine Skullcap so that we have enough boosters for everyone involved. And this is going to be good. Now, do I want to do that this turn? I could do that this turn, can't I? If I flip someone's hammer. Who's making a thing? Do I need a Frostbrand? I don't need a Frostbrand. If I'm making a Shadowbrand. We're not doing anything this turn. Make a Starshine Skull. No, that's 10. Never mind, I can't do it. I'm dumb. Research. Make another Frostbrand. That's fine. It's what. Next turn, we'll make a Starshine Skullcap. That way we have enough of each of the different pieces, and we'll go from there. That gives us a little bit of control for when, if Tirnanog pops on us with raiders, we can try to soul slay them. And this is potentially going to be a useful tool against Calum. We'll see, right? Part of Calum's strategy is to send things like area Seraphines and small numbers of raiders into locations. Being able to turn around and potentially soul slay them is going to be pretty useful. The downside, again, like all things like this, is that it doesn't work if you can't see the fucking target. So you take something like an area Seraph, we can do it on. A Harab Seraph, we can do it on. But an area Seraphine, we potentially can't, because they could go stealthy on. Fortunately, though, I don't think Spirehorn Warriors are not stealthy. So, if they send like an area Seraphine in leading a group of Spirehorn Warriors, then it's unlikely that area Seraphine is going to stealth out. So, you know, it's somewhat okay. Anyways, it's just a useful thing, a useful card in our pocket. We're also getting Wrath of God. That's the other thing I was thinking of. Wrath of God. So this is a thing that Calum could put up that would cause us serious trouble if he's just got a way stronger Dominion than that. Anyways, moving on. Not next turn, but the turn after, we should have Evocation 7. Which is pretty good. We want this because it's going to give us access to things like Wind of Death, Murdering Winter. It gives us access to a couple of other things, but those are the ones that we really care about. Firestorm could be useful for our Archdevils in the right situations. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Okay. I've rambled on long enough, I think. Good turns for us so far. The war with Tirnanog goes well. We are continuing to build up for the eventual plan of probably attacking in Caves of Madness and Fever Fens. I am going to be considering... Oh, this is another... Okay. So we're not going to do this yet. I'm going to talk about this real quick. After Evocation 7, we might not go to Blood 8. We might actually go up to Conjuration 6. Because at Conjuration 6, we get... Summon Bishopfish. Those Bishopfish are H3s, right? Bishopfish, we could... Now that we have Devil's Pond, we have... the necessary paths in order to actually summon a Bishopfish. We could do that, summon a Bishopfish, and get them situated in Yellow Caves, right? And then attack in Caves of Madness, Fever Fens, and have our H3 and our gods there, and then do a Throne Rush phase. That is a consideration. I can't do it yet because I don't have access to Conjuration 6. And I want Evocation 7 first. I want Winds of Death. I want Wind of Death because Wind of Death traps are probably going to be very, very useful against Calum. So I want to do that first. And then afterwards, we'll see how it goes. All right, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.